This part 2 of that I/O fiasco. This thing was turned into kind of a, show you how to put a CPU in and stuff. Put the RAM in, put the cooler on, test your BIOS battery and things like that. So let's just carry on with this video. First thing we do is to disassemble all this and put it into the case. Turn the power supply off and get the start switch, the power switch, and just get rid of the energy from the motherboard and just disconnect it all. Disconnect the power. Pretty straightforward stuff. Disconnect the video. Put that out of the way. You don't want to get it in the way of the case. And take this power supply, this spare power supply out. They just need to put it the same way they went on. There we go. Just take that out. That's it. Take the power switch off. So here's our case. We're just going to put it into the same case. I don't need this anymore. The static strap. Don't need that. Get rid of that. Power cable can go out of the way as well. Need to go over there. So the case is pretty much set up. It's just a case of putting popping the motherboard in. And the thing you have to watch out with motherboards is the little standoffs. I'll take one out and show you it. That's on Titan, so I'll take that out. That was at the wrong side. I must have been using another socket. So I've got a standoff lying around. Yep, I've got a standoff over here. I've been using that socket for something else. Got the wrong socket on it. That's the little standoff. See if that will focus. Stay still for a second, that will focus. Standoff. And some of them are post thread, some of them are fine thread on actual post and inside the standoff itself, so you just have to kind of see. And we're going to definitely need some screws to put this motherboard in. So see if I can lay this down so you can still see it. I don't know if it's going to be possible. I might be able to lift it up somehow. Like so, and then do it that way. If find somewhere to lift it up, I could use the power supply. And that might mark the case. Let's see if I can do something. Power supply. I don't have the I/O shield at the moment. I've ordered one. I actually did order it from Germany. Didn't end up. I wonder if I could just lay the that's the same difference, isn't it? I just don't want to damage the case. Metal on metal. See if I can find a bit of cardboard just to lift that up. Give me 2 seconds, I'll find something. Got this box here that might do the job. Just stop it from sliding. I'll wedge that against there. Hopefully you can all see that. See what I'm doing. These cables out of the way. Just get rid of the cables. This cable can move that out of the way. That's wedged against there. There's something to wedge against there. Stay. Over here to hold it anyway. Can you see that? Just checking you can see that. Okay. Move the camera forward a little bit. What I'll do is I'll zoom the camera. I remember how to do it. That's it. And then lift it up a little bit. There we go. Get a general idea. If I do the first one, then you'll know. To these little standoffs, you've got to watch where they go. You can't have any holes on your motherboard. So this motherboard has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 holes. Let me show you some of them there. There's one there. And there's 7 of those holes. They're pretty obvious what they are. They usually got little bits of metal dotted on them. So we can't have the standoffs we've got in the case. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 7 in there. But I don't think one is in the right place. I don't think one is actually needed. I've got a feeling it's not needed. That one there, I wonder if it gets in the way. You mustn't have a standoff where there's not a hole, or it'll ground out. It'll short the board and that's it, game over. That kind of goes in okay. All the standoffs line up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes that are able to take standoffs that are showing, and there's 6 standoffs in there, and one that's well out of the way. If I take the camera off the stand a second, I'll show you. And just pan out. You see what I mean by the standoffs. That standoff there is not going to be used at all. These two are in exactly the right place. That one's in exactly the right place. This is a very important part of putting your board in. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 standoffs in the right place. This one is not even touching the board. I'll show you. I'll put the board in. So be kind of gentle with it. It's touching that cable a little bit. Nope, not sliding. Just grab hold of the thing. I'll put the case down, that'll be wise. That's it. And turn the light on. There we go. See if we can line the standoffs up. There we go. As you can see, there was a standoff showing, and a standoff showing there, standoff showing there, and then there, and that's 6, and that one there isn't used. Okay, I'll put the stand back on, the camera back on the stand. See that very well. Turn that off, it's glaring me. That light off? Okay. See if I can see that. But flip it up a little bit. Press on the motherboard to see what I'm doing. It's pretty straightforward. You line the standoffs up, pop the screws in. One thing you've got to watch out for is the right threaded screws, and it's as simple as that. And I'll show you how I wire it all up. I'll just find out what threads go in those standoffs. I've got some screws here. I'll try a fine threaded screw to begin with, so we get on with that one. If it just pops straight in, then I know it's wrong. It's going in. So I think it's fine thread those. Try another fine thread in the other place. Yeah, that one's fine thread as well. coarse thread. Fine. It's going to need 6 of these. Okay. Don't tighten them up straight away. Just kind of get them in there, but don't tighten them right down until you got them all in. You might struggle with a couple of them. I think I'm going to have enough. Just in this little cache I have. Whenever it takes them to bits, just pop it in there. I think that's the course idea. It is. I might not have enough in that little thing. Because most of the time, because I work with refurbished computers, I don't get any screw kits, so I have to buy my screws. And actually, the long fine thread screws are proper standoff screws, so you actually have to buy them or get them with your case. So there's nothing else you can do about it. I just go on eBay or whatever and just buy them. Just see some deals on screws. But most of the time it's usually, they just kind of recycle themselves, don't they? I'm actually getting a bit low. I'll take some more. There's low in screws. I'm fine. Right, that's the last one. So, simple as that. And just tighten them up now. There's no I/O shield in here. Pretty straightforward. You just got to get oriented in the right way, right direction. Put it in wrong, it won't fit. That's it. The motherboard in. These screws away. So what we've got to do now is put the cables on. So the big power cable, this big power cable, is keyed and it pops. I don't know what untangle this. Just pops in. Just pop this camera up here and get a better view of what I'm doing. And then drop it down a little bit. You see what I'm doing? Just got to try and see the power cable. I'm better be quick with the batteries but going out on this thing. The power cable just pops in, just pop it underneath there. The power cable goes on there because it's 20 or 24 pin, this one, so it keeps coming apart. But it just pops on there, just clicks in. You hear it click. That's it, clicked into place. I held down, just give it a wee tug, slight wee tug. That's that clicked into place. What else is there to do? There's the CPU power, which is conveniently already there, and that's keyed as well. It's pretty straightforward. The PC cables are quite easy because they're all keyed. Pretty obvious where they all go. And then we've got a Molex hard drive and a Molex. You can see that goes into, bring that forward a bit. Oh. I've actually put that down, it might be easier. Popped into the optical drive, the back of the optical drive. Like I say, it's keyed, so it's obvious. And that one goes in the same way. That's it, no problem. Then you've got your SDHC card, which is, as you can see, is you can see, just keep it still. You should see there's a pin missing. And it'll correspond with on the motherboard as well. And just put it right around, pop it on. What else is to put in? We've got this big cable, the big IDE cable, which one end goes into the motherboard. and the two other ends go into the. This is a budget build. It's just all recycled parts getting reused again. You know. Let me get this straight. Which goes in where? Don't use this very often. I think blue is always motherboard. Yeah, it is. That just pops onto the motherboard diagonally. Pops on there, and it's keyed as well. It's kind of a theme, isn't it? It's all keyed. And that pops onto there. And goes on quite easily, it says. There we go, that's that one, and this one. I kind of arranged it just now, get underneath there in between the hard drive and the optical drive. And it just pops on in there. Upward. That's it. That's it in. Now I've done a video on these front port IOs, so I'm just going to pop them in. It's quite easy. The positive goes to the left, HD LED goes on the bottom row, 2 pin, power LED, the coloured cable goes to the left, it goes above the HD LED, and the power switch goes next to the the power LEDs, and it's not keyed, you put it on anyway. That's it, basically. That's them hooked up. And it's just a case of starting this thing. That's everything done in there. I'll put the camera back. There's the camera back in place. So I'm just going to stand this case up. These are just spare wires. I can cable tie these up actually, just out of the way. Get a cable tie quick. You see what I'm doing here. It's pretty straightforward. Like I say, everything's keyed in the case, and it's just pretty obvious if you look at the connector, where the item you want to connect up, and then look for the corresponding cable. It's pretty self-explanatory. And if you do get stuck, you've got YouTube, so there's always a video. So what I'll do is I'll boot this thing up. I think there was a just see if it starts, because I put the power in it on the video. See if I can do this in a way that you can see it starting up. Maybe do it like that. And then get that out of the way, get the screws out of the way so they don't go flying. Get the monitor on a little bit. And get that cable. That's the video cable. Then get power for, where did I put the power cable there? Power for the computer. Turn the computer on. And I need a mouse and a keyboard. Plug the mouse in. And it's a case of firing out. See what happens. There's a hard drive in here with an operating system on it. Whether it'll boot or not, I don't know. It's a different motherboard, so it probably won't. But let's try and see what it's saying. Yeah. I think it's because I reset the BIOS. So basically it started everything seems to be working fine. As a power LED, that's a hard drive LED. There's no reset switch on this. The hard drive LED should be working. Unless they got a positive and everything is mixed up on this case. I don't think so. Anyway, this is this video just about complete. I'll just show you inside it. Get the torch on. There we go. So that's it all connected up, and it's pretty straightforward really. Didn't take an awful lot to do it. It's a system I just got to put Windows on it. I've got to get the RAM off eBay. Just got to probably come tomorrow. Put Windows 7 on this, get the key organised, buy the key, and get the Windows operating system organised. So I hope you've enjoyed these videos. Please like and subscribe, comment, whatever comments you want to make, and thanks for watching.